Dan, you're right there?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm fine. Sorry, I was just imagining what it'd be like to be a Milton Keynes Lightning fan.
I think you nailed it.
Yeah, it was terrible. Good evening and welcome to PhanTV Extra. This week also covering last night's game against the Manchester Phoenix. Before we get started on that, here's Matt with the team news.
That's right, Dan. Team news for this week. We have had revealed that Joseph Sladek has been playing with a broken bone in his hand. Not great, but it doesn't seem to have affected his game much, which is obviously a positive thing. And obviously Joe Graham as well, also still out 3 weeks before we expect him to return to the ice as well. But other than that, no new injury news, thankfully, following the weekend and also last night's game. So yeah, glad that we haven't got anything new to report really on that front.
Okay, now for news from around the league, and I hope you're sitting comfortably, because it's the big one. Yep, the intra-club mid-season magic roundabout has begun already. We start off a few weeks ago with Ladislav Harabin being released by the Slough Jets for off-ice reasons. No further elaboration given on that one. Almost immediately, or during this point, there are rumours that Jaroslav Seski will be leaving Telford Tigers to join the Basingstoke Bison. This is a man who's come from the Bees to the Wildcats to the Tigers and now to the Bison. It sounds like there's a bit of an animal thing going on there. Slightly concerning. However, the rumours gathered pace for a good couple of weeks. Then on Monday it was revealed by the Basingstoke Bison that they had parted ways with one of their imports, Thomas Wojtek, the rather big and scary D-man. Big, scary and now gone. Within a day or so, it was actually announced that Jaroslav Seski had actually left the Telford Tigers, the rumour mill proving correct for once, and had joined the Basingstoke Bison. Not to be outdone, the next day, Telford Tigers announced that they had signed Thomas Wojtek. However, the roundabout hadn't actually finished at this point when the Slough Jets announced that they were losing their second player in as many weeks, as Josh Bruce had asked to be released from his contract. Rumours start almost immediately that the Telford-based Josh Bruce would make his way back to the Telford Tigers. Maybe not the case, as he was then linked with the Manchester Phoenix, to be denied almost immediately by a Manchester Phoenix media spokesman. Following on from that, you then had the rumours that he was to be linked with the Milton Keynes Lightning. No sooner had that rumour been printed on the internet than we found that rumours also circulating that Adam Brittle, the Milton Keynes Lightning player, was due to leave. No solid rumours about his destination, however, Telford Tigers and Sheffield Steel Dogs were both thrown up as possible destinations. However, given that Milton Keynes Lightning fan Richard has stated that Adam Brittle leaving the Lightning is a done deal, and given the accuracy of some of his other predictions through the season, we figure he's probably at the Lightning for the rest of the season. Okay, if you had any difficulty following on from all of that, here's a simplified diagram that will help you go through it. Okay, now we move on to slightly more serious news from around the league. Weekend just gone, Milton Keynes Lightning import Adam Calder suffered a very nasty fall following a hit at the Telford rink. It was revealed on Monday that he'd actually fractured his hip, so very nasty landing on that one. Obviously a number of horror stories from the night, we'll leave those unsaid. Unfortunately at his age, I know it sounds really bad when you talk about hip injuries and age, but really those kind of injuries do have a habit of being career-ending. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Tony Hand last year took a really bad smash to the ankle with a puck. It was expected that would end his career. He was here playing last night, so the odds are good for Adam Calder to return to the ice. And from all of us here at PhanTV, we'd like to wish Adam Calder a full and speedy recovery. Okay, Matt, moving on to last night now. Yep. Halloween comes but once a year, and it appears so to the Manchester Phoenix.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and midweek as well. We know they don't travel that well during the midweek particularly. But yeah, Halloween sees Manchester come down here to Planet Ice Peterborough. 8 places between Phantoms and Phoenix in the league as well. So it didn't look great for Phantoms to pull off any sort of result, to be honest, last night. So yeah, it definitely seemed like a mountain to climb. But before we continue any further with the looking at the game, let's just have a look at some of the highlights.
I'll see on the replay later. It was a stick to the cage. No, one of the players got his stick in Blower's face and pushed it back and up.
Some
Damo. Yeah, 5-3. Antonetta. Snable getting a bit choppy there. Okay, well, got to say, Matt, that was a hell of a game to watch.
Oh, it was. It was. To be honest, you got to look at the positive side of things. We played the team in front of us. I didn't think we were very entertaining to start with. I thought we were quite flat. Also, I think the crowd, reflected that, being also quite flat and fairly silent, I would say, throughout the game. But as soon as you get through that first and second period, and that you just seemed like Phantoms were waiting for the spark, and thankfully Jordan County popped up and created that spark. Really put that, really started the fire, really, and. What was it, 5 minutes from the end, really, that guy, he managed to pop that goal in, and then all of a sudden the rink just erupted, and I don't think anybody really sat down for the final minutes of the game. It was really, really encouraging to see.
Absolutely. Now, not only was that Jordan County's first senior league goal for the Phantoms, it was unassisted as well. 5 minutes to go, it was a brilliant way to start your scoring career in the league, I guess. Now, it was looking good. 4-3 at that point, 1 goal difference. Last minute of the game, face-off in Manchester's defensive zone. Timeout gets called, and at that point, John Kynaston takes probably one of the braver decisions of his career and decides to pull the goalie with a minute left.
Yeah, it obviously seemed brave. I think a lot of people have spoken about the decision to pull the goalie, either down a goal, maybe 2 from the end, but obviously in this case it paid off, and I think that's exactly the point proven, I think, with that.
Indeed. From when I was watching the game, I looked out at the rest of the crowd, and you could see of the 600 people sat on the sidelines not actively playing the game, 599 of them saw this happen and thought, that's it, game over. 599 of them were wrong, and the one person that was right was John Kynaston. So hats off. Tom Carlon getting that goal, 33 seconds left at 59-27. So yeah, we survived the overtime. I say survived, pretty much dominated the overtime. There's no getting around that one. 5 shots on goal from the Phantoms, 1 from the Phoenix.
I think that tells pretty much the whole story about overtime. Phantoms really wanted the win. They saw the light, and they felt they had to do something. And I think just buoyed by the momentum from those last couple of goals in the end of the third period, I don't think at that point they probably felt like nothing could stop them. So it was really, really good to see. It's that's the Phantoms we're used to seeing. So I think really helped. I think for everybody just to be on task. Everything was in the game. It showed as well that there's some good strength in depth as well to be able to carry on into that sort of that long after the start of the game, really. And yeah, absolutely brilliant as well, and to be able to take it to penalties as well. I think Phantoms were actually unlucky not to get the goal in the overtime period, because like we said, they did seem definitely the stronger side.
Indeed. Now it went to penalties. Phantoms going first with the shots. Lauco scored his first one. Damo saved Manchester's first attempt. Second penalties didn't quite go the same way. Manchester scored their penalty. Tom Carlon, his penalty attempt was saved by Steve Phone. We then get to the third round of penalties. Up steps Luke Ferrara. Now, penalties have been a bit of a bogeyman for Luke Ferrara over the last season. But Halloween, it's the night for boogeymen. Luke Ferrara stepped up and 5-holed Steve Phone. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's say that again. Luke Ferrara, 5-holed Steve Phone. Okay, after that, unfortunately, pressure then falls on Damien King as a goalie. It is probably one of the hardest positions to play. Kieran Long steps up, takes his penalty. You've seen the highlights, you know what happens. He goes one way, Damo goes one way. He goes the other way, Damo goes the other way. Pad save, game over. Phantoms win. Damo's celebration at the end. Normally you only see that from guys that score goals, not the guys that save the goals.
It was brilliant to see. You gotta. He's channeling all of that passion into, and just that will to win, really. And yeah, the guy obviously just felt that just ultimate elation, I think, of actually, of pulling that off. I think everything just went right in the end, really. And it was just fantastic to see. And I think that really as well. I think King, putting paid to, again, possibly some of his doubters that are out there about his ability to be the number one netminder on this team.
Absolutely. Well, there you go. Fantastic game to watch in the end. Phantoms 5, Manchester Phoenix 4 after penalty shots. Great result. Okay, well, that's it from us for this week. We'll be back at the weekend, where the Peterborough Phantoms travel to South Yorkshire to take on the Sheffield Steel Dogs, and then on the return game on Sunday host the Telford Tigers, where at which point we'll get to have a second look at Thomas Wojcik in his second shirt of the season.
That's right, so here on Sunday, we'll see you here, Planet Ice Peterborough, to face the Telford Tigers. That will be face-off at 5:30pm. Tickets are £12 in advance and £13 on the door. But for now, we shall leave you with a pretty sweet image.
Yep, okay, that's it from us. We'll leave you to enjoy the view. Good night.